Hey guys, techmadeezy, and thank you so much for clicking on our video today. Listen, pump the brakes, guys, pump the brakes. This is a power station with 4G and 5G in it. Seriously, I have never seen that before. It is very unique. This is a 2,300 watt power station with a 2016 watt hour battery, but it has 4G and 5G as an option via a SIM card. And then you've got your Wi-Fi router built right in. It's insane. It's got 2 wireless chargers that work great. You have to see our testing. I'm very impressed. It's got a Mosquito repellent light on the side, which I've never seen that either. Guys, this is only 36 pounds. It's got 13 ways to charge devices. In this review, we are going to go ahead and do a close look for you again to show you the unit. We're going to go over the ports and the outlets. We're going to go over specs. We're going to be doing testing in this review. And then we're going to go over our pros and our cons, and we're going to share our final thoughts with you. So let's go ahead and get this party started. Hi, this is Al from techmadeezy with a really quick message. The video you're about to watch is sponsored. We received this product from the vendor. But keep in mind, we will be very honest with you as we review the product. That is very important to us. If you like our video, I sure hope you give us a thumbs up. I hope you share our video. And last, I really hope you subscribe and become a part of the family. Thank you. Okay, so I've got some good news to share with you. Since we've had this prototype unit and we have been doing this review, Nikota actually made it better for you. Okay, I'll share that with you. But let me again underline, this is a prototype unit. So some things are not going to work. But don't forget, this is a detailed review. Watch it and you'll see everything about this unit. Now, let me start off by saying, if you have an Apple iPhone, the USB 2.0 ports will not work in charging an iPhone. But the good news is you can use the USB Type A quick charge, or you can use the AC outlet. So they just wanted me to make sure you're aware of that. Now, I don't know if that's going to get fixed in the final production unit. I don't know. The MPPT controller for solar has been improved. So the unit we have is a 300 watt unit, and the new final production unit will actually go up to 600 watts of solar. So that's great. Now, they also updated the actual wattage of the unit and the surge. The unit we have is a 2,000 watt unit that surges to 3,000 watts, and the final production unit will be a 2,300 watt unit that surges up to 4,000. Now, this next update I like a lot. They did update the screen. So let me show you the next slide and you can check out the new screen that you're going to be getting if you get one of these units on Kickstarter. So there you go. That's the new screen on the final production unit. And we're going to show you the current screen so you see it, but you're getting a new, more updated screen if you go ahead and buy this on the Kickstarter. All right, just wanted to be upfront with you. There have been a lot of changes since we've done this review, but this is a good one. Let's take a quick moment and cover what's in the box. Now, I will tell you, you do get a small manual, but I don't know where I put that because I've had this for a while now. So just be aware. You do get the 4G, 5G, and Wi-Fi antennas. So these come in the box, and I put them on already. You get a SIM adapter kit with a small ejector tool, so you do get that. You get your AC plug, which obviously, you know, goes right in the back, right? So you can plug this in. You don't have to worry about having a power brick, so that's good. You do get a car charger, so it's Anderson, right? You plug it in here, and you can actually charge the power station from a car charger. And one thing that's really unique that I don't see a lot is they actually give you alligator clips so you can charge a battery. You plug this in to your car charge port, and yeah, you can charge a battery with the alligator clips. So that's really nice. You also get a warranty card as well. Let's take some time and go over some basics and features and specs. So this is the Meta 2000, and right now the cost is not determined yet. This is launching any day now. It does have Wi-Fi built in, obviously, by the cellular capability, so you'll actually get a prepaid data SIM card, and you can put 4G or 5G service in this, and you've got your 4 LAN ports, and obviously Wi-Fi, 2.4 and 5.8 gigahertz. So that's pretty sweet. This is a 2,000 watt power station. It can surge up to 3,000 watts. The battery capacity on this is 2,016 watt hours, and it is a lithium battery. Life cycles is 1,000, and then it goes to 80%, so plenty of life in the battery. This can charge and discharge at the same time. So while you're charging the unit, you can actually power other devices. So that is a good feature. Solar input on this is 600 watts, 13 to 36 volt, 10 amp max. Now, my test unit can only go up to 300 because it's a prototype, but the final version will have 600 watts. So that's really nice. This does have a BMS, so it does have over voltage, overload, high and low temperature, short circuit, low voltage, overcurrent. So it has all of those protections in the BMS. This has a mosquito repellent light, by the way. It's right over here, and that's interesting. It wasn't hot enough for me to test that, all right? It's October while I'm doing this review. It also has a regular LED light, and it has an ambient light on it as well. So if I hit this, the ambient light will turn on. So that's pretty nice. The weight on this is 35.27 pounds or 16 kilograms. And as far as warranty, I just don't know yet. I haven't seen any information on warranty. If I can get it in time, I will put it right here for you guys so you'll know what warranty you're getting. All right? Let's take a moment and go over ports and outlets. I'm going to start in the back because that is your input section. Now what's nice is it doesn't have an external power brick. It just comes with an AC cord. You plug it right in here. This supports up to 2,000 watts, which is nice. We've seen as high as 1,400, and you can also charge via Anderson, which is nice. Now that's not included, but in the front here, you're going to see all of your outputs. So we've got a barrel plug here, and that's 12 volt, 10 amp. We've got a car charge outlet here. This is up to 120 watts, 12 volt, 10 amp. We've got 12 watt USB type A, and then we've got 18 watt USB type A quick charge. And then you've got 2 USB type Cs. These are 65 watts, which is great. Now, your AC outlets are covered, as you can see here, and they support 2,000 watts, surge to 3,000, which is really, really nice. Again, you got this nice, simple color screen. You've got your ambient light button on here. You've got your light that will demo in a little while, which is going to do SOS and all that. And then you've got this mosquito repellent light. Again, we're not able to demonstrate that because it's October. We don't really have any mosquitoes. Then if you go up top, you've got 2 15-watt wireless chargers. I love that the handles collapse. And then when you need the handles, you just lift them up. You've got 2 handles to be able to handle the weight of the power station. Again, 2016 watt hour, battery. So you're getting a lot in this machine. Let's go ahead and test the weight on this thing and see. It's supposed to be, I believe, 36 pounds. So let me pick this up here, put it in the middle. Let's see if we're close. Look at that, 36.33. Not bad. It's still a little heavy because you've got a 2,000, watt hour battery, right? But that's not bad. Now we could also check how many ounces. It's about 580 ounces. And how many kilogram? Check that out. Pretty cool. So this next section is great for beginners. And the reason why I do it is because I really don't want you to spend the money and regret what you have 6 months down the road because you thought it was going to do what you wanted it to do. So I call this know before you buy. All right, so let's take a few minutes. It's a 1, 2, 3. So first of all, number one, what do you want to power? Think about that before you go out and buy one of these machines, right? Do you want to power a refrigerator during an outage? Your internet, your TV, your phones, your laptops, your LED lights? Do you want to take this on a job site and power some tools, right? What do you want to power? Think about that, all right? Number one. Now that you know what you want to power, the next question is, do you know the specifications? And what I mean is, do you know how much power they're going to require, right? What's the wattage on what you're looking to power? Does it have startup wattage, surge wattage, right? You need to know that. See, someone goes out and says, I bought a power station for my refrigerator, but I didn't realize that at certain points the refrigerator compressor kicks on, and I didn't really think about that when I bought my power station. So number two, look up specifications, look up the wattage, look up the surge, the starting wattage, okay? Some examples, basic stuff like LED lights is easy. They use about 5 to 10 watts. Laptops can use around 100 watts. TVs can vary from 100 to 200 watts or more. Refrigerators can vary. It depends on how old, right? My refrigerator is a 2021 refrigerator. We're going to test it with this. But refrigerators can go from 100 watts all the way to 500 watts plus. And what about a CPAP, right? I mean, seriously, did you think about that? CPAPs can vary from 50 watts to 150 watts. So let's check out number two now, because this part should help you a lot. All right, so I'm going to pull this up on the screen. We'll go over it together. The numbers that are on the screen have to do with this specific power station, okay? So they're just examples. Now, what if you have one of those small college refrigerators, right? Well, they use around 75 watts. This power station, the Nikota Meta 2000, will actually run that thing for up to 26 hours estimated. What about a full-size refrigerator? Maybe a 200 watt. This power station will run that for an estimated 10 hours. And you have to check out our video, because later in this video, we're going to show you some real good information with my refrigerator as an example. What about home internet? Well, let's say your router and your modem use about 50 watts. You can keep them on for up to 40 hours, estimated 40 hours. What about a fan? I mean, if you lose power and maybe you're in a hot area and you want to be cooled down, you just need something. Well, the average fan's around 60 watts, so that would be an estimated 33 hours. What about an LED light? Well, let's say the average LED light uses 10 watts. You could run an LED light for almost a little over 200 hours if it was 10 watts. Now let's talk about CPAPs. So a 60 watt CPAP, you could run it for around 33 hours. A CPAP that's about 100 watts, about 20 hours. Now, last but not least, let's talk about phones. So most phones, the batteries in the phones are measured by milliamps, mAh, okay? So an example could be that if you have a phone that has a 2000 milliamp battery, well, it can be charged over 65 times. Now, if you have an Apple iPhone 12, that has a 2815 milliamp battery in it, and that can be charged over 50 times. So I just want you to stop and think before you spend your money. All right, I hope this is helpful. Let's take a moment now and go over a couple of accessories. My first one that I really like is an LED light. And this thing just plugs into any of your USBs. And then all you do is tap that and you've got a light. And this is flexible. You can actually angle it any way you want, which is nice. It comes in a 2-pack, so I'll put the links in the description on that one. So let me take the light out now, And the next one I want to show you is a SIM ejector tool. We showed you that earlier. I mean, again, that's great because you want to get into the SIM card slot if you're going to be using, you know, the Wi-Fi and all that, and you have to basically put it in that little hole there, and then you'll see your tray pop out, and you'll put in a full-size SIM card. All right, so that's one. Now, the next accessory I like, because let's say you need more USB Type-C and you don't really use Type-A as much. Well, this is an adapter that actually converts Type-A to Type-C. So you could take one of these quick charge and now you've got a third Type-C. Now, if you want the opposite, right? Let's say you need more of the Type-A's and you're not really using the Type-C yet. All you do is take this adapter here and it converts Type-C to Type-A. So just take it, put it inside. You now have a fifth USB Type-A. So that's it on accessories. All right, so what's one of the main features of this power station? Yep, it's got a Wi-Fi router. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and just kind of show you how to insert the SIM card. And then I'm just going to do a real simple speed test. That's all. All right, let's get going. All right, guys, we're going to pop out the old SIM card here and put in a new one. All right, as you can see, it's a full-size SIM card, okay? And we use this Ejector Tool. It's actually really good. We'll put some in the description if you want. They're really nice and strong. But let me change the SIM card and we'll get ready. As you can see, it uses a full-size SIM card and it kind of goes in that angle and it has to face up. Now I have the router off and all I'm going to do now is just take the SIM card, push it in all the way, turn this on, and you have to make sure all 4 lights are on. So give it a little while and then we'll do some tests. So we're going to connect to the 5.8 gigahertz for now. If not, we might have to go to the 2.4 gigahertz. We're looking to do a speed test, so let's see if we can get the speed test up and running. We've got to find a provider. Okay, there it goes. All right, let's see what we get. We got activity, by the way. And let's see. All right, it's creeping up. That's not bad, I'll tell you. Wow. So those are pretty decent speeds. This thing's working, by the way. You could see it, right? So that was pretty decent. Let's see what we get on the upload. Uploads are usually slow. So I don't know what we're going to get. It looks like I'm not getting anything on an upload. Well, we didn't get any upload speeds. I couldn't get that working. I mean, we did get some nice download speeds, and I don't know if I'm going to get a final production unit, but if I am, I'd definitely like to test that. So I'm here with Brooklyn, and we're about to see how long this takes to charge by plugging it in AC. So why don't we start that, Brooklyn? What do you think? All right, it is 4:20 p.m. and we're going to just plug this in and we're going to watch the wattage for a minute to see how many watts this thing sucks up while we charge it. Now, normally I'm a big charger of solar, but right now we want to test how long this takes to charge from 0. It is 4:20, and let's watch the wattage start to go up. 69. Look at that. That is something. 800, 900, 1,000. Almost 1,300 already. All right, let's see where it settles. Says it'll take about an hour. I don't know, we'll find out, but that's a lot of wattage, right? 1370. Okay. Well, we'll check in a moment. What time is it, Brooklyn? What time is it? Well, we got 1 hour in. I think it says 5:20. Let's take a look and see. All right, an hour in and we're 62% charged. We've got 1,025 watts going in. Not bad, 62% in 1 hour. All right, we are an hour and a half in. We're 89%, 1,073 watts going in, and we have 11 minutes left. One thing I like is towards the end of the charge, it's slow charging, you know. I don't know when it started doing this, but 168 watts is good. You know, you can't pump 1,300 watts straight through. It's no good for the battery. So slow charging is really good to do on the last couple of percentages, and we'll come up with a final time in a little while. 5 minutes shy of 2 hours. We're 100%. So 5 minutes shy of 2 hours to fully charge the unit. Okay, so we are outside, and I just want to show you a couple of things. Number one, this is what the display looks like at night. It's not bad. It's a very crisp, clear display. It's small, but it's definitely readable. Okay, now if I turn on the ambient light, you'll see it'll light up all the way around, and that's Brooklyn right there. She's hanging out with me. Now, if I turn off the ambient light for a moment, I wanted to turn on the Mosquito repellent light, but for some reason, it doesn't work. Now, again, it's a prototype. That's probably why. They didn't really tell me what was going to work and what wasn't going to work, so I had to figure it out on my own. But sorry, this is not working right now. But let me show you the light on the side of the unit, and we'll test that. So let me just turn it on, and I think if I hit the button once, it will actually light up the immediate area, as you can see really well. Okay. Now if I hit it again, I do believe it kind of dims it. Yeah, just a little dim. So that would be low. The next one would be SOS, if you need to use SOS. So, not bad. I'll leave it on high for a minute. But that's the best we could do. And hopefully we'll get a final production unit and be able to show you more. All right, sorry we couldn't show you the Mosquito repellent light. Right, Brooklyn? Brooklyn? Right? Aren't we sorry? We are, aren't we? So as you can see, we're able to charge and discharge at the same time. We're charging this battery, and we also have the power station plugged in. It is receiving 1,400 watts. It won't show output and input at the same time. It only shows one, but 1,400 watts coming in. This is about 700 watts going out. So it's nice to know it can do that. All right, I'm in the kitchen, and I need to see that I can get this to 2,000 watts, right? It's supposed to be a 2,000 watt power station. So right now, I've got about 1,400 watts here. Let me turn this AC outlet on. All right, again, prototype unit, but all right, it's on. Let's watch the wattage. These guys are both turning on. Again, these are around 700 watts. All right, they're Ego 700 watt chargers. So let's just watch that for a minute. Screen's going to turn off on its own. We'll turn it back on. I like that the screen turns off. That's good for the screen. But it is a pretty clear screen, which I really like. So let's see what we get. All right, almost 1,300. The fans on the chargers are turning on. I love that these have fans to keep the batteries cool. And we are at 13 and change. Okay, we might be hanging around here. Huh. All right, now I need to add something else. So I am going to add a dual charger. Why don't we plug in? I got a dual charger here. This is a little heavy, guys. Let me get this right here. All right, I got 2 batteries in there. So let's plug that in. See what we get. Okay. Watch the screen. This should be a big jump. All right, again, 2 batteries on each side, so it's going to use both chargers. Let's watch what we get. 1500, 1600, 1700, 1800, 1850. All right, are we hanging? All right, 1870. We got to get over 2000. 1880. All right, 1890. All right, I'm staying around that point, 1890. Well, I got one more. I'm going to bring an old first. This is an original charger, by the way. This is an original slow charger. So let's plug this in, and I got to plug it into this guy. And again, it's going to start up. And let's see. 1900, 1950. We're going to hit 2000. 2000 watts. Oh, wow. Okay, 2050. 2060, 70. 2090. Uh-oh, 2100. Okay, we're pushing this. But looks like it's handling it. 2100 watts. It's got this one on a slow charger, this one on 2 700 watt chargers, this one on a dual charger. Look at that. Now it's settling, yeah, 2100. Okay, so look at that, guys, holding on like a champ. I would say it passed the inverter test. That's good news for a prototype, right? That's really good news. Says it'll run all of this for 46 minutes. Keep in mind, you know, you're not going to run max capacity. But, yeah, you'd be able to get maybe an hour before it dies. So this is great. Good news. Success. I'm in the kitchen. I'm cooking chicken and cauliflower. But while I'm doing that, I'm going to go ahead and just show you that we're doing a test here to make sure the inverter actually supplies pure sine wave power. And it does, which is really good. And why is that important? Because there are electronics that just work better with pure sine wave, and some of them require pure sine wave. We've done tests with fans to show that, you know, you can hear the humming of a modified inverter versus a pure sine wave inverter. CPAP devices, audio-visual devices, newer TVs, some laser jet printers require pure sine wave. So, just giving you a little background, but yes, the Nikota Meta 2000 is a pure sine wave inverter. And now let me get back to my chicken with my cauliflower. So can this power station power a microwave? This is a little over 1,000 watts actually. So why don't we turn this on? Okay. Why don't we turn on the AC outlet? Got a little power. We've got popcorn ready to go inside. Let's go ahead and see. Wow. It tripped. Now the most I've seen out of this is 1,300 watts. So the AC outlet's on. Let's hit 2 again. Interesting. Won't run my microwave. All right, so you saw the test. I mean, this is rated at 1,100 watts. That's what it says. I've had this for a long time, but it does pull power differently than a coffee maker. So I don't know. I mean, maybe it just has a very high spike that I'm unaware of. But nope, no microwave. Let's try a coffee maker. We all need a good cup of coffee. And sometimes in an emergency, we're going to have to use our power station. Now, this is a prototype. As you saw, the microwave didn't work. Now, the microwave and the coffee maker pull power slightly different ways. I'm going to use my Javalia, which has become my favorite coffee. Very smooth. So let me put this in. Let me unplug it. And I actually have to plug it in to AC outlet. All right. Now, I'm going to turn on the screen for a minute. Let's turn on the AC outlet. The outlet's on. Now I'm going to close the coffee maker so it turns on. Put my cup right there. Little techmadeezy coffee. And now, all right, I got to open and close it actually. Okay, now let's see. Once this is ready, where's my magical? All right, so 8. I'm not going to hit the K yet. Let's see what happens. I'm hitting the K now. Coffee maker sounds like it's working so far. Oh, 1,000 watt spike. 600, 700, 800, 1075, 1124. This should be no issue for this machine. 13 and change. We got coffee coming out. techmadeezy coffee. 13.97. 14. Look at that. People think anything should run a coffee maker. But 1,450 watts to make a cup of coffee. 1457, 58. Wow. So, we are making coffee. 1,457 watts. I think I saw as high as 1459. Wattage is going down now because it's at the end of making the cup. So it successfully made a cup of coffee, but for some reason, that microwave couldn't do it. Well, I'm going to have a second cup of coffee today in that Javalia. It's good to see that worked. So for our next test, can this power station power the TV, the internet, the security cameras, the modem, the fan, and maybe we'll even plug in a refrigerator? Well, let's check that out. Well, I just plugged everything in. Let's turn on AC and see what happens. All right, the TV lights turned on. Everything's turning on. And I think because it's a prototype, the challenge we're going to face today is it's not been displaying the wattage. And we want that. But I guess if it sees, okay, whoa, 65, wow. All right, so we're at 65 watts right now. And I'm going to plug the fan in. And then after I plug the fan in, we'll plug the refrigerator in. So here's our fan. We've got it plugged in here. We plugged it in there. Let's turn it on for now. Let's just do a regular turn on. And let me watch the display. So we're using 72 watts. Let's see, 77, 82, 87. All right, look at that. A little over 100 watts. Fan's on low. If we bring it up to high, 120. Look at that, 120 some odd watts, no issues. We'll go ahead and plug in the refrigerator and see. But I got to turn the TV on also, by the way, and then we'll see what the wattage looks like. All right, 128 watts, and we're going to turn the TV on now. All right, it's coming on. We're at 140, 150, 167, 175. So we're over 200 watts now with the fan, the TV, the internet, the security cameras, the router. 240. And there's our TV. So far so good. We're at 247 watts. Let's go ahead and plug the refrigerator in now. So I just plugged the refrigerator into this, but it's not receiving power yet because when I plug it into the power station, I want you to see the startup wattage. Okay, we're going to plug the refrigerator in now, and we're going to watch the startup wattage real quick. So 240 something, refrigerator is plugged in. 250, 266, 267. All right, so we got really a small spike. Interesting. So the outlet's getting power. Let's go ahead and just look at the refrigerator. It is working. It is getting power. That's pretty cool. So, pretty cool. And I'm going to turn on the router now in the back. There's a switch. Let's turn that on for a minute. Let's see what that uses, because don't forget, this has Wi-Fi and 5G in it and everything. That hardly uses anything, but let it kick on. I just turned it on. Wanted to see if it made any big dent in these numbers. So yeah, I mean, it's built in, so no big difference in the numbers. Now, this will fluctuate. This will go, 350, maybe 400, depending on when the compressor kicks in for the refrigerator. Again, I will put up some information on the right side for the refrigerator for a moment so you can actually see the specs of the refrigerator. Okay, but yeah, it says it'll run about 7 hours. That'll change a little bit because of the refrigerator, because of the compressor kicking on. But yeah, guys, look, we are running our fan, we are running our TV, our internet. I've even got lights in the back of the TV. They're LED lights, security cameras, our modem. Not an issue at all. So now, why don't we go ahead and just take this, connect our refrigerator to it, and see how many hours or how many days this will provide power to our refrigerator. Let's check that out. It is Thursday, about 10 minutes to 6. We've got 100% charge on this unit, and currently the refrigerator is not being powered. We are going to now see how long this battery will last powering this refrigerator. I will put up some information on the refrigerator in the right-hand side so you could actually see this refrigerator was purchased in 2021. It's a fairly new model and it's very efficient. So let's go ahead and start our test. Let's turn on AC. Let's watch our wattage for a moment. So this unit is showing 1 watt. Now again, it is a prototype, but I thought it would actually show wattage. It is powering the refrigerator currently. So we do have power now. So I guess because it's a prototype, that's not going to be correct, but it is 5:49 on Thursday. Let's go ahead and see how long it'll power the refrigerator. All right, we are about 2 hours in, and I just have to say, it looks like it's showing wattage being used. We've got 71 watts or 72 watts going out, 93% left on the battery. So it didn't catch the startup wattage, but we're going to do a 5-hour check coming up. All right, we are 5 hours in, a minute shy of 5 hours. We have 84% battery left, about 73 watts being used. All right, the next time we'll check is tomorrow morning, Friday morning. Good morning. We are 13 hours into this test, and we've got 55% battery, and look at the output. I mean, I don't know, that just doesn't seem correct. Again, this is a prototype unit, but showing 257 watts never has never done that, never. But 55% battery capacity, we're 13 hours in, and yeah, we still have power. We're a few minutes shy of 18 hours. Let's go ahead and take a look and see. We got 29% battery. We have about 1 watt going out. All right. Definitely have seen some wattage being used, and I just don't think it's accurate. But the battery's pretty big on this unit. We got 29% left. Refrigerator's still on. Well, we'll find out. Something I noticed in the beginning, when the power station is full, there's a tree here that's got all these colorful branches and things. But as you can see, as we're at 17%, most of them are gone. Interesting. All right, we are coming up to 21 hours. All right, maybe a minute or two shy. 21 hours. Let's check this out. So we have 11% battery left. It says it's using 96 watts. 11%, 21 hours in, and yeah, of course it's still powering the refrigerator. This has got a big battery. So not bad, 11%, 21 hours in. All right, guys, 3:21, and this thing is dead. We are at 0%. We're not, supplying any power to the refrigerator. All right, 3:21, 0%. Wow, that went pretty quick, right? I mean, at about 2:44, we had 11%. We were 21 hours in. Well, we'll put the final time up in the upper left-hand corner. Let's go ahead and take a minute and just test wireless charging now. I'm going to take my iPhone. I'll put it on top here. Move that in the middle. And boom, that works. Okay. And I like that it works with a case on. Let's go ahead and put my Fold 3. And that works too. I got to tell you, I'm impressed, because normally I have to take the case off on these guys. So I love it. And then obviously you could see it's still charging. And on the iPhone, you can see the little lightning bolt in the corner there. So good stuff. Successful test. All right, we're going to do a quick UPS test, which is uninterrupted power supply. Keep in mind at this point, this is a prototype unit. It is not considered a UPS, mainly because of the delay. All right, let's go ahead and do our test. We've got 1400 watts coming in from the AC outlet going out to the plug to that light. All right, which is controlled by that switch. So let's go ahead and turn off the switch and see what happens, okay? Watch that screen and watch the light in the room. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, so as you can see, there was a good delay there, which really wouldn't be good for like computers and stuff. But now the wattage is, basically adjusting because it's just powering the light. It's not receiving any wattage from the AC outlet. All right, so that was our test for UPS. Let's talk a little bit about that for a minute. So you saw our test, and for those of you that know what a UPS is, there are people that actually want to use their power stations as uninterrupted power supplies. Now, again, this is a prototype. As you could see, the delay was pretty huge. The light turned off, turned back on. And for some of you that don't know, you're like, oh, that looks like that's fine. It's not. That was a huge delay, and it wouldn't be considered a UPS. Now, I will tell you, I contacted Nikota to try to get the final spec as far as how many milliseconds and would it be considered a UPS. I haven't heard back, but if I get any information, I will put it right here on the screen. All right? Hopefully, the final production unit will actually have a UPS function in it with a minimal delay. So a quick test on solar with the Meta 2000 by Nikota. This can handle up to 600 watts of solar. My prototype can only handle up to 300, and I've got a 200 watt panel, so I said, let me test it out. We are currently getting 81 watts coming in. Says it'll charge in 3 hours based off the battery's 86%. And we connect this using a cable I love, but it's connected via Anderson. So that's the Anderson port. This is kind of like a multi-cable that on the other side has the MC4s. I love this cable. So I'll put the link in the description for that also. But this is really the best angle this morning. All right, just a kind of quick throw up. And how do we test our angle? We use an angle finder. I love this little accessory. You don't need to do anything but take your hand, put it on the panel, and you're looking for, what you're doing is you're looking for the shadow. You see this little black dot? It needs to be in the center, the black dot, really the shadow of it. So when I put it on the panel, you'll see here that it's dead center, right? And that tells me I've got the best angle for that solar panel at this time. And later on, I'll need to move it, right? So there is a quick demo on a 200 watt panel giving us about 81 watts on the Nikota Meta 2000. I'm now going to go over pros and cons. And if you know my channel, I'm going to start off with the cons and I'll end with the pros. Again, it is a prototype unit, but based off my experience, I'll first say this is heavy. 36 pounds. You know, when you grab these two handles, which I love that, you know, that they made them that way, really. But it is heavy, right? And when you carry it, you have to have this side towards your hip, because if you have that side, you can break the antennas. So a little heavy. I don't like that USB 2.0 will not work on Apple iOS products. So you do have to use, obviously, 3.0 or the Type-C. You do have plenty. I don't know if that's something that's going to be, you know, fixed or something like that in final production units. I believe that's a reality of the product based off of the communication I've had with them. I don't like that the display will only show watts input or output. It won't show both, but it does its job. I think I'm a little spoiled there, but I'd rather see input and output. So that doesn't do that. I don't like that they didn't include a solar cable. You know, for the price point, they should have just included a solar cable. We'll put one in the description for you, okay? It'll be an Anderson to MC4 cable. The UPS function is a bit delayed. Again, it is a prototype unit. And I do wish it had more than 3 outlets. You know, for the power this produces, you get enough USB. It would have been nice to have more AC. Probably, I would say around 4 to 6 would have been nice. Now let's go ahead and go over pros. So my first pro is, wow, it's got 4G and 5G service. You just have to go out and get a prepaid data card, a data SIM card, put it in the back. We showed that in the video. Go check that out. Okay, but that's really great. I love that it's so easy to put the SIM card in, turn the button on, and just wait a moment or two. And the next thing you know, you actually see it show up on your Wi-Fi, and then you just have to put in the password, which you'll get in the manual, right? So don't worry about that if you decide to get one of these. I like that the screen is clear. Right now I've got a lot of lights in this room, but this screen is clear, and that tree shows you that you're almost fully charged, and then the leaves disappear when, you're running low. So it's kind of a cool little thing. But I like that. I like that you do have 13 ways to charge devices, right? Your AC ports, your USB, your DC, your wireless charger. So I really like that. And this thing had power, right? So there was no issue. I went up to like 2100 watts and it was no issue. And by the way, the final production units will be 2300 watts. So I like that. That's really good. So a couple of other comments. Solar will be updated to handle 600 watts. Our unit was only able to handle up to 300. Again, I did mention the final production unit will have a 2300 watt inverter, so that's good. We couldn't get the Mosquito repellent light to work, but I'm pretty sure that will work on the final production unit, and hopefully they'll send us one, right? We'd love to make sure that we get a final production unit. All right, Nikota, please send us one so we can actually do the tests on some of the things we were concerned with, because this is a prototype unit. But let's go on to some final thoughts. So final thoughts on this, it's very unique, right? I think that's amazing to have 4G and 5G in a power station. So I've never seen that. I'm so glad that they asked us to review the product. This unit had plenty of power during testing, so I had no issues there. It has plenty of USB ports, so I like that as well. I wish it had more AC outlets. I do like that we get the 2 wireless chargers, which is nice. I like that the handle lays flat. That was a really nice idea that they did there. It's really unique. I've never seen that. Overall, for a prototype unit, I thought it did very well. And again, I hope we get a final production unit. Guys, thank you so much for your time watching our video. Please do me a favor, give us a thumbs up. That really, really helps the channel. And if you're new to the channel, take a moment, join the family, subscribe. We would love to have you, and share our video. Share it in your chat room, share it with your friends. If you want to follow us on social media, we'll put our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook right up there. Okay? Thank you so, so much. I really, really appreciate your time. Have a great day. Hey guys, take a moment and give us a thumbs up. We'd really appreciate it. As you can see, Brooklyn, she's waving her tail for you. Take a moment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell and you'll get notified of new videos we come out with. Also, follow us and contact us on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. We'd love to have you. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.